Hello viewers, you join us at the first drive of the Citroën ëC3 and we are sitting in the car right now. This is a very compact, small hatchback that is electrified. And Citroën also hinted that this could be priced very aggressively, making it possibly the most affordable electric car in India. But the price will have to wait. For now, let's look at the car's styling, its drivability, suspension and the other things. There's not really a lot to talk about the styling of the ëC3, primarily because it is identical to the petrol car, the C3. The only difference is the E badge that you see over there. But the whole proportion of the car, its sub 4 meter dimension and the way it's been designed makes it something that is definitely urban, very classy, contemporary and also usable. Also, this car gets 15-inch alloy wheels which go rather well with the entire ethos of the car. And furthermore, Citroën have topped it off with this dual-tone paint scheme. One color at the bottom and one color for the mirrors and the roof, making it an extremely energetic and youthful design. In the interior of this car, it is very obvious that the Citroën designers have gone the extra mile to make this very attractive for the young people. There's a lot of color splashed about. In this particular car, it's orange and it makes the whole interior feel very positive, very energetic. Now, if you're looking at the feel and touch quality of the plastics, it is all decent, quite robust and looks like it will last in the long run. But there are no soft touch plastics. And that seems to be in line with this car's branding and placement in the segment. In terms of features, there are a lot of connected features in the car. You have a 10-inch touchscreen that connects to the smartphone using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and there are just enough buttons on the steering wheel to make sure you have access to most of the things that you need without taking your hands off the wheel. The levels of quality and fit and finish in the cabin of the ëC3 is decent and nothing much to complain about there. But there is one thing that could be improved, and that is the instrument cluster. Because over here, we have a unit that is so basic and primitive compared to this beautiful 10-inch touchscreen. All you can see here is the drive mode, a speedometer, and the state of charge along with the range. And even the state of charge is not displayed in a percentage, so there are no numbers you can work with. The French have ensured that we do not miss out on anything related to smartphone connectivity, and for that reason, the ëC3 gets its own dedicated app. In terms of space, the driving position is quite comfortable and there's a lot of room. I'm not at 6 feet tall, I am not lacking space in any regard. Now we move on to the second row. The C3 platform did not have to be modified much to convert it into a full battery electric vehicle, and that is one of the plus points of the ëC3. The battery, the lithium ferrous phosphate unit, lies in the floor of this car, and for that reason the floor is higher than the petrol C3. Which means your legs come up, which means you sit in a position like this. Not extremely comfortable, but it is not cramped either, because the seat in front of me is adjusted for my height, which is about 6.1 feet. And even so, my knees are not touching the seat and I'm fairly comfortable here. It's just that tall people might find this position a little bit awkward in the ëC3. Just like the petrol C3, this ëC3 also has 315 liters of boot volume, and that is because the whole battery unit is stored on the floor. By the way, that boot space is including a spare wheel. Now let's talk about the numbers of the ëC3. The motor in this car develops 57 horsepower and 143 Newton meters of torque. The battery capacity is 29.2 kilowatt hour and the range is a claimed 320 kilometers. There are two drive modes on offer. One is standard, the other is eco. The top speed is 107 kilometers an hour. 0 to 60 is done in a claimed 6.8 seconds. To drive the ëC3 is just like its ICE sibling, the C3. It's a small car, well proportioned. The view out of the driver's seat is excellent. I can see the ends of the car and there's enough room here to be comfortable and drive in a relaxed manner. Of course, there are perks to being an electric car. There is no engine noise and it's very quiet inside the cabin. You can just hear a bit of road noise and tire noise, but that's all right in a car in this segment. Around corners, the ëC3 is planted and confidence-inspiring, and this car is limited to a top speed of 107 kilometers an hour, and even at that speed, it feels nice. It does not feel out of depth or does not feel abnormal. We have had very limited time to drive this car, and we've been driving it on a closed course. Around me is a test track. But in that small time, what we have come to understand is that this is quite a good car. Our impressions have been fairly positive. As a car, I would say that the ec3 is slightly better than the C3 in terms of handling because this car's center of gravity is low down thanks to its battery pack. The other advantage I see the ec3 having is its sub 4 meter length and its compact dimension, which is going to make this extremely maneuverable in the urban jungle. The pricing has not been revealed to us at this point, but Citroën guarantee that this is going to be one of the most accessible electric cars in our market. If that is the case, then this electric C3 could make a lot of sense for those people who want a small electric car for their everyday runs. If you liked what you saw and you have questions or doubts or whatever, leave them in the comment section and we will get back to you as soon as possible. This is Joshua Verghese signing off for Car India.